Hi, in this video we are going to talk about combinations in mathematics. Combinations, when you talk about the number of combinations, the number of ways you can select items from a certain group of items, and the order is not going to matter. So here's the formula that we're going to use for combinations if you have to do it by hand, or there's also a way to do this on the calculator. Let's take a look at the first example. So what we're doing here, we're selecting 4 items out of 9 items, and we want to see how many different ways this can be done. So according to the formula, this is going to be 9 factorial on top divided by 4 factorial times 9 minus 4 factorial, which can be simplified to 9 factorial divided by 4 factorial times 5 factorial. And if you want to do it by hand, then 9 factorial is going to be all the numbers 1 through 9. On the bottom we have numbers 1 through 4 and 1 through 5. And then we can see that 1 through 5 can cancel, right? And then you're going to get that product on top, 6 times 7 times 8 times 9. And you're going to divide it by the product of 1 times 2 times 3 times 4. And then this whole thing is going to give you a 126. Okay. To do this on the calculator without using the formula, what you can do is you're going to press 9. And this is TI-84 I'm using. You're going to go to Math, go to PRB, go to NCR, which is option 3, and press 4, and then you're going to get 126. Okay. So for the next problem, we're selecting 6 out of 7 items. That's what this essentially means. So I'm not going to do this by hand, I'm just going to type it in the calculator. So 7 Math PRB C6, and the answer is going to be 7. Okay, so let's take a look at some word problems. 12 people work in an office. How many ways can they select 4 people to attend the conference? So there's no order involved here. We're just selecting 4 people to attend the conference out of 12. So it's going to be 12C4. And then we're going to type it in the calculator. So 12C4. And that's going to be 495 different ways how this can be done. There are 7 candidates for local board of commissioners. How many ways can 3 members be elected? So we're selecting 3 out of 7. That is 7C3. 7C3 is going to equal 35. Jim has a list of 25 of his most favorite classic rock songs. Alan asked him to choose his top 10. How many different sets of songs can Jim choose? We don't have any order involved here. Again, this is a combination problem, 25C10. So we're selecting 10 out of 25. So we type it in the calculator here. That's going to give us a pretty big number. 3,268,760 different ways how this can be done. You wouldn't think so, but that's actually going to be a pretty big number of different arrangements you can have here. At a book sale, there are 15 books priced $2 each. One has only enough money to purchase 8. How many different book collections can he buy? So we're selecting 8 out of 15, no order involved again. We don't have any order here, so we're just going to write 15C8. Type it in the calculator. 15C8, and that can be done 6,435 different ways. Okay. Example 7. So Juan goes home with 8 books that he bought, and then he realizes that he only has room for 5 books on the shelf. So in how many ways can he select 5 books to put on the shelf? So now we're selecting 5 out of 8, so 8C5. So 8C5, and it's going to be 56 different ways. To play local lottery, you need to select 4 numbers out of 20. How many different ways can you do that? So we're selecting 4 numbers out of 20. That means it's 20C4. C4 is going to give us 4,845 different ways how this can be done. Alright, there are problems when you have to combine the fundamental counting principle with combinations. So here's a very typical problem. In an office there are 5 women and 7 men. How many ways can a committee be formed if we need to have 3 women and 3 men? So this problem needs to be done in 3 steps. First, we need to figure out how many ways you can select 3 women out of 5 women. So how many ways can we select 3 out of 5 women? So this can be done by computing 5C3, and that number is going to be 5C3 is 10. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with men. Again, the question is how many ways can we select 3 out of I think I need to fix my grammar here, out of 7 men. Okay, so that will be 7C3. 7C3 is going to be 35. So the total number of ways how such committee can be formed, it will be the product of those two numbers. So 10 times 35, 350 ways. Okay, so essentially multiplying this by that. Okay, so that's actually the answer to this problem. There's one more. There are 10 students and 6 faculty members interested in serving on the college advisory board. If the board needs to consist of 4 students and 3 faculty members, how many ways can the board be formed? It's exactly the same situation. So the first thing we'll do, let's take a look at the students. So for students, I'm not going to spell it out like I did in the other problem. We have 10 students that want to do it, and there are 4 that we need. So that's 10C4. And it is going to give us 210 possibilities. Okay, then we're going to do faculty. So we have 6 faculty members who want to do it. We only need 3. That's going to be 6C3. 6C3. And it's going to be a total of 20 different ways. Right? So to make up the advisory board as needed, we're going to multiply these two numbers. So 210 times 20, which will be 4,200 ways how this can be done, right? And that is the answer in this problem. And that concludes our lesson.